The coming week looms large for House Republicans. It will be a critical test of their ability to unite behind President Trump's legislative agenda. Speaker Mike Johnson has set an ambitious goal: pass the bill by Memorial Day. However, deep divisions within the party threaten to derail this timeline. Disagreements on key policy issues have stalled progress, exposing the challenges of legislating in a divided government. The stakes are high, with implications for the nation's budget, energy future, and the political fortunes of both the Republican Party and the president himself. This is not just about policy, it's about politics. Can Republicans deliver on their promises to voters? Can they demonstrate an ability to govern effectively? The answers to these questions will resonate far beyond the halls of Congress, shaping the political landscape for years to come. Failure to pass a bill or even a significantly scaled-back version would be a major setback for both Trump and the Republican Party. It would signal weakness and disunity, potentially emboldening Democrats and complicating the party's prospects in the upcoming midterm elections. The pressure is mounting. Conservative groups are demanding action, while moderate Republicans are wary of alienating their constituents. Trump, never one to shy away from a fight, has inserted himself into the fray, using both carrot and stick to try to bring Republicans in line. The coming days will reveal whether his efforts will be enough to overcome the deep divisions within his party. The outcome of this legislative battle will have profound implications, not just for the individuals involved, but for the future direction of the country. The world is watching as this drama unfolds in Washington. Will Republicans rise to the occasion and deliver on their promises? Or will internal divisions and political maneuvering derail their efforts? The answers to these questions will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the political landscape for years to come. The stakes are high, the pressure is intense, and the outcome remains uncertain. No issue has proven more contentious than Medicaid. Conservatives, long eager to rein in the program's costs, see this as a prime opportunity to enact significant reforms. They argue that the program is unsustainable in its current form and that reforms are necessary to ensure its long-term viability. Their proposals include deep cuts to federal funding, a shift to block grants, and increased flexibility for states to manage their own programs. Moderates, however, are wary of such drastic measures. They fear that deep cuts would harm vulnerable populations who rely on Medicaid for their healthcare needs. They point to the program's success in expanding coverage and improving health outcomes, arguing that any reform should be carefully considered and implemented gradually. The debate over Medicaid cuts highlights a fundamental divide within the Republican Party between those who prioritize fiscal austerity and those who emphasize social safety nets. Caught in the middle are millions of Americans who rely on Medicaid for their health care. For many low-income families, seniors, and individuals with disabilities, Medicaid is not just a safety net, but a lifeline. The outcome of this debate will have a direct impact on their lives, determining their access to essential healthcare services. The human cost of these policy decisions cannot be ignored. The battle over Medicaid is about more than just dollars and cents, it's about values. It's about the role of government in providing for its citizens, the balance between fiscal responsibility and social compassion. The outcome of this debate will have profound implications for the future of healthcare in America and for the millions of Americans who rely on Medicaid for their well-being. Adding fuel to the fire is the debate over the state and local tax, or SALT, deduction. This deduction, a long-standing provision in the tax code, allows taxpayers to deduct state and local taxes from their federal income taxes. However, the 2017 tax cuts capped this deduction at $10,000, a move that disproportionately impacted taxpayers in high-tax states, many of whom are represented by Republicans. Now, Republicans from these states are pushing to raise or eliminate the cap altogether. They argue that the cap unfairly penalizes their constituents and puts them at a competitive disadvantage. They contend that raising or eliminating the cap would provide much-needed tax relief for middle-class families and businesses in their districts. However, their efforts face stiff opposition from fiscal conservatives who view any increase in the SALT deduction as a costly giveaway to wealthy taxpayers. This issue has become a major sticking point in negotiations, threatening to derail the entire bill. Republicans from high-tax states have vowed to oppose any bill that does not address their concerns, while fiscal conservatives remain equally adamant in their opposition to any increase in the SALT deduction. Finding a compromise that can satisfy both sides will be crucial for the bill's passage. The SALT deduction debate highlights the complex interplay between tax policy, regional politics, and economic competitiveness. It underscores the challenges of crafting tax legislation that is both fair and fiscally responsible. The outcome of this debate will have significant implications for taxpayers across the country, particularly those in high-tax states who are most affected by the SALT deduction cap. Managing the nation's finances is no easy task. Governments must carefully balance spending and revenue to avoid deficits while still funding essential services. This often involves making tough decisions and prioritizing certain programs over others. Fiscal policies can impact everything from education and healthcare to infrastructure and defense. It's a delicate balancing act, requiring foresight, discipline, and sometimes a bit of compromise. In this chapter, we dive into the intricate process of shaping the legislative landscape. Legislation doesn't just appear out of thin air, it's a product of rigorous debate, negotiation, and compromise. Lawmakers, lobbyists, and stakeholders all play a crucial role in this dynamic environment. Now let's explore the urgency often associated with passing legislation. Deadlines loom large, and the pressure to deliver can be immense. Lawmakers must navigate through a maze of procedural hurdles, all while keeping an eye on the ticking clock. Here, we examine the forces of influence and pressure that shape legislative outcomes. Lobbyists, advocacy groups, and public opinion all exert their weight, attempting to sway decisions in their favor. It's a delicate balance of power and persuasion. Finally, we look at the outcomes of the legislative process. Will it lead to unity or fracture? The decisions made within these chambers have far-reaching implications, affecting the lives of countless individuals. It's a testament to the complexity and significance of governance.